Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The movie that said, what if we ignored every animation rule in the book and somehow made it a masterpiece? Welcome to The Good, The Bad, The Reviewed, where I break down what works, what doesn't, and whether something's actually worth your time. Today, we're talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We're diving into the visuals, the characters, the cinematography, and everything in between. Fun fact, Spider-Verse inspired my logo for the review videos. So, Spider-Verse is a movie that somehow resembles a comic book, feels like a character study, and packs a punch harder than it has any right to. So, let's swing right in. The opening immediately tells you what kind of movie this is: stylish, energetic, and deeply personal. We meet Miles Morales, one of my all time favorite protagonists. Miles isn't just another Spider Man, he is the heart of the movie. He's awkward, artistic, overwhelmed, and very relatable. But then again, Spider Man always was. His journey from self doubt to confidence is emotionally. His relationship with his dad, with his uncle, and even the other Spider people, all of it feels very real and human. The animation even reflects that. Early on, Miles moves awkwardly, he stumbles, and he hesitates. Like from the beginning, like when he's using his spider powers or learning how to be Spider Man, you see that he's not ready. And then let's talk about the supporting Spider people. Peter B. Parker, best press mentor ever. Like, the man was on a downward spiral and was not in the mood to be a mentor. But during the movie, you can see how he starts growing a bond with Miles, like going from doesn't care about him to eventually seeing potential. Same thing with Spider Gwen. She's stylish and confident, and like one of my favorite female protagonists of the movie. Like you can tell that she doesn't know how to feel about friends or even Miles yet, but she eventually learns to work together with a team and opens herself up more. Spider Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider Ham, total scene stealers without overshadowing the plot. They all have distinct personalities and animation styles. Like that is very attention to detail. You could even tell that like in their goodbyes. It all shows their personalities and how expressive they are. Like one of my favorite cast of all time. What's Up Danger and Sunflower didn't just become hits, they became Miles's identity. The whole soundtrack feels like his playlist. The music matches the world, the culture, and the emotion. Like you could just reflect on how everyone's feeling just by listening to the music alone. Like the whole soundtrack just feels like a vibe. As far as cinematography and visuals, this movie is a visual flex. The camera work is wild, dramatic angles, freeze frames, motion blurs, and glitch effects. But here's the crazy part: even with all that chaos, every action scene is easy to follow. It's stylish but clear. Instead of chasing realism, the movie fully leans into comic book language, such as split screens, onomatopoeia, halftone dots, and slight misalignments of colors. Fun fact: the movie blends 2D hand drawn animation with 3D models, and the characters are animated differently depending on their emotional state. For example, Peter B. Parker is animated on twos early on, making him feel off balance next to Miles. Every visual choice tells part of the story. That's not just good animation, that's smart filmmaking. The villains. Kingpin is more than just a big guy who punches. He's driven by grief. He's willing to tear the entire universe apart just to get his family back. That emotional motivation makes him dangerous and tragic. Prowler, on the other hand, dude was pure menace. No jokes, no speeches, just that distorted theme and those glowing eyes. Every time he appears, the movie's tone just shifts and the tension just spikes. And when the truth about who he is comes out, That moment hit hard without the movie needing to explain it. I mean, Uncle Aaron was a cool uncle to Miles, but had a complicated relationship with his brother. He clearly cares about him, and his final words to Miles still hits hard. Doc Ock, chaotic, creepy, and unhinged in the best way possible. Her animation just feels unnatural, which fits her perfectly. By the way, her transition from fangirling nerd to sadistic supervillain was amazing. Now, while Green Goblin, Scorpion, and Tombstone didn't get too much screen time, I still enjoyed their designs and the scenes that they were in. And last but not least, themes that hit hard. The movie's message, anyone can wear the mask, is simple, powerful, and universal. The leap of faith, the pressure to live up to expectations, the fear of not being ready, it all lands emotionally and visually. Because as people, we're all trying to find our identity. We're all trying to fit in, or we're all trying to find who we are. And Miles, trying to figure that out, having everyone tell him what he's supposed to do, who he's supposed to be, but him finding it out on his own is very inspirational. Another reason why he's one of my favorite protagonists, but I find that not only is he a person who's struggling to be something great, he's living up to a legacy that he needs to push on to and live up to, but in his own way. That's one of my favorite themings. Now look, no movie is perfect, not even this masterpiece. First, it's fast paced. The movie moves fast, like blink and you're suddenly in another dimension. Some viewers might feel like it's like the second half tries to cram a lot in. Some characters deserve more screen time. Like Noir, Penny, and Spireham are fun, but some people might want a little bit more depth from them. And Gwen, amazing, but she could have been used one or two extra beats in the movie. But to be fair, the sequel helped a lot more with that. Visual overload, specifically for some eyes. The collider scenes can be overwhelming, like I can see that. It's intentional, but if you're sensitive to flashy visuals, it can be a lot. However, that's kind of a minor gripe. And last, Kingpin's design. Like, I can't be the only one who thought that he looked like a giant black refrigerator with anger issues. Like Kingpin's massive block of darkness design is a very stylistic choice. Some love it and some find it absolutely ridiculous. And just a reminder, that's not fat, that is pure muscle. So, like, he's cool looking in that, but he's also very silly looking. Like, I'm telling you, walking refrigerator. For the reviewed, I review special categories for different genres of movies before I give my final score. For the superhero genre, I review things such as favorite fight scene, best hero moment, the super factor, or what makes it stand out in the genre. So for this category, we're going to start with my favorite fight scene. For my favorite fight scene, I've got to go with Miles' final showdown with Kingpin. Not only is it visually insane, collapsing dimensions, black and red style, neon explosions, but it's the moment Miles officially becomes Spider Man. His new suit, his confidence, and the "Hey" line, legendary. Honorable mentions go to the chase through the forest and the fight at Aunt May's. Now, for best hero moment, the best hero moment, in my opinion, it's gotta be the leap of faith. No debate. That upside down shot where the city is rising instead of falling, instant cinematic history. This is the moment Miles stops trying to be someone else's Spider Man and becomes his own Spider Man. Honorable mentions go to Spider Gwen's introduction and Miles meeting Peter. Either one, honestly. Kingpin is simple but effective. He's not trying to take over the world, he just wants to bring back his family. It's tragic, it's personal, but it's also what makes him very dangerous. And his best moment is definitely when he kills Peter Parker. That scene tells you everything about the danger Miles is in. Honorable mentions go to Prowler being a complex villain and basically any chase scene he's done, and Doc Ock's scientific ambition, and probably when they were chasing Peter and Miles in the forest. Now, suit and style rating. Miles's final suit made by Graffiti and Confidence, definitely one of my favorite suits. 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Gwen's suit, clean, sleek, instant classic. Not to mention her ballet style swing. Peter B. Parker's sweatpants, hilariously bold but very respectable. I mean, imagine being a superhero in sweatpants. Spire Noir being black and white and acting like a noir detective is hilarious. Not to mention the perfect casting from Nick Cage. Penny's anime poses and expressions are very fun to watch, and the relationship that she has with a robot is very amazing. Makes you wish they had a robot companion. Well, it's not like we do in this world, but moving on. Spider-Ham acting like a Looney Tunes character was also very funny. Because, like, oh my gosh, I could not stop laughing the first time I watched it. Now, as far as the super factor, Spider-Verse stands out because it's not just your typical superhero movie. It's an origin story, but not like the classic one. It's an animated revolution. It takes risk, plays with the style, and trusts the audience to follow a wild comic book playground like of the world. So yes, it's technically an origin story, but it's not just like classic, in every one. Does Miles lose someone? Yes, but that's not his only motivation. He wants this more than anyone. And the super factor goes like into a multiverse of like opinions and worlds. It is very entertaining to watch, and I feel like it makes a great super movie. The ending mirrors the opening. Miles moves confidently, the animation is smoother, and the music is triumphant. And Gwen knocking on the door, or portal in that case, perfect sequel tease. It's simple, clean, and exciting. Spider Man Into the Spider-Verse isn't just a great animated movie, it might be one of the best superhero movies ever made. The cinematography is groundbreaking, the visuals are jaw dropping, the characters are lovable, and the emotional story hits every time. Even with a few nitpicks, the movie takes a leap of faith and absolutely sticks to landing. So, my final score for the film is 9.5 out of 10. Spider Man Into the Spider Verse is one of my all time favorite movies, and I'm glad I was able to talk about it with you guys. Anyone can wear the mask, and this movie proves it. So, if you guys would like more videos, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's stick around and see what happens.